Happy Friday. What's up, fam? How are y'all? Welcome to Spiritual Happy Hour with your goddess guru, Tyra Omilade. And you all know I love helping women align with their life purpose using ancient wisdom so that they confidently and courageously live the amazing lives they know they deserve. Already see some of the goddesses are here chiming in. I see Goddess Paula. I see Goddess Jasmine. Welcome. So glad everybody is here. To all of you who watching the replay, you are honored. Hashtag replay. Let me know you're here. I do respond to comments. Thank you all so much. We are winding this year down. How is it that it is December the 18th of 2020, the longest year, the shortest year? No, it's just the longest year. I don't care what anyone says. This year's been crazy, but wow, we are here. So glad that we are here to talk about this year. Hey, Azizi. Hello, Veronica. Glad to see you, ladies, you goddesses. Um, yeah, just so happy that we are here to tell the story. If you ever doubt your ability to be an overcomer, a figure outer, stop. You made it through 2020, and that is to be commended. And one of the things that I think is so important for us to do is to do a review. Now, I am into cycles. Y'all know I'm all about understanding, say, for instance, astrological cycles, numerological cycles, understanding the seasons. Cycles are so important. And so we honor the cycle of this calendar year. I do think it's something that we need to make sure that we accept. We're a part of this made up calendar year. Some kind of way it works. And so this is phase one of making sense of this last year. And I think it's important for us to take some time to think about, okay, let me take stock of 2020 so that I can have a handle on how I will be moving into 2021. I tell you what, I'm gonna get my magic wand out and hold that. Hello, Dr. Vershawn. How are you? So yeah, so glad this year is almost over, Paula. I agree. Let's go on ahead and just take just a moment to get into our bodies. So let's just take a few deep breaths in, inhale and exhale, release and let it go. Take a deep breath in, inhale, hold at the top and exhale, release, let it go, allowing your consciousness to come more firmly in this present moment. Let's take another deep breath in, inhale and exhale, giving thanks for this now moment. We give thanks to the ancestors of light. We give thanks to all of our Orisha, to the goddess energy that surrounds us. We give thanks to just to life, to the lessons. We give thanks for the cycles because we know with the cycles come evolution. And so we give thanks for this year 2020 that has been a year that is catapulting us into evolution. We give thanks for the lessons that we've learned, for all of the growth that we've experienced, be it through heartaches and pain or just through sheer blessings and up leveling. We just give thanks for it all. Just like the goddess Ma'at teaches us, we understand that all of it fits within a big picture. And so we give thanks for it all because it contributes to our up level, our growth, evolution. It's all working for our highest and greatest good. For any of those who are out there who are in need of a blessing, we give thanks that the universe is leading, guiding, and directing each one unto that blessing that they seek. If it's a blessing of healing, may it be so, Ashe. If it's a blessing of resources, or if someone is standing in the need of resources, may it be so. Ashe. If someone's standing in the need of love and connection, relationships in general, may it be so. Ashe. And whatever it is, I don't know everything, but whatever it is, whatever the need is, I am holding space that everybody is standing with their hands open to receive either that thing that they need explicitly or to see the next step that they are to take to receive it. We know that the only thing that will happen tonight or during this session will be for our highest and our greatest good. And we just say, Amen. We say, Ashe. And we say, so it is. So, hey, CB, that's my nephew. I love you. Hello, Felicia. Hello, Chula. How are you? I got my wand, Chula. So, what I wanted to do tonight is, hello, blessed goddess. Oh, no. Okay. Glad you're back. Okay. So what I want to do tonight, I don't remember if I talked about this with you all, but I just said, you know what? If I did, we need to talk about it again. But last year I did a workshop, a 2020 workshop, Master 2020 with the oracles. And so I have multiple oracles that I use, one of which is called the Mayan Oracle. And so I wanted to talk about that. So this is how I go through each year. At the end of the year, I stop. And typically, actually, I will do this all year long. So this is something that's important. If you get a reading, if you do a reading for yourself, whatever it is that you're doing at the beginning of the cycle, which right now we're looking at the calendar, the beginning of 2021. So whatever you set at that time, create a schedule for going back and looking at whatever it is that you've put into motion. Remind yourself of the lessons. I'll tell you all, everyone looks at me as like the wise Tyra Omilade. I get so lost in this human experience. Oh my goodness. The other thing I tell some of my sister priestesses when we, are talking about what does it mean to live as a priestess in this modern day society, I say that means every day you on your priestess grind, which means you're doing that spiritual practice, because our teacher, Iya Oshinike, she's constantly talking about, well, y'all, I'm doing my spiritual work. I'm at this particular juncture of my growth and my development. Sometimes she's like, oh, I'm feeling it. I'm turned on. I'm great. Other times Iya's like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm really working to, grow through this. And so I'm telling y'all, Iya Oshinike, she is a very powerful, I call her a living luminary. I'm like, if Iya Oshinike's got to be on her spiritual grind, because she gets into periods where she's like, I'm not feeling comfortable in life for whatever reason. Just might mean that, it's time for her to move into a new level. I think I might better stay on my spiritual grind. I think I better stay on it. And so the way that I have found, and I'm sharing this with you in hopes that you use this also, what I have found is the more I remind myself of this is what this time is about, it does one of two things. It will course correct, just like I talk about with the eclipses, which means I am nowhere near focused on what I should be focused on. So I get to remind myself, oh, that's right. This is the lesson I'm supposed to be working on. I have gotten distracted over there. Or it just helps me to stay the course even more. So I don't even get distracted, because I continually remind myself, this year is about fill in the blank. Now, the other piece of this working with the oracles each year is say for instance, 2020, it's been a really rough year. Personally, my life has not been my life has been impacted. My nonprofit, where I used to go and teach on a regular basis, like fighting, scratching, clawing to stay open. Okay. So yeah, I have been impacted. Um, Not as impacted as other people, but my goodness, I have been so stressed this year. It could be so easy for me to just lose it and just get caught up in whatever it is that's got me upset in that moment. And so how do I keep myself level? I will pick up I will pick up my oracles, whatever the 2020 workshop is, or however I've written down the reading for the year, because last year was my first, or 2020 is the first year I've done a full-on workshop. I will go back and I will listen to it. Typically, I will write it on um, a poster board and put it on my wall. That way I'm seeing it constantly. And then the other thing I do is I have a journal, and there are times when I'll just start, going back and looking at my journal, like, okay, what have I been writing about? What am I talking about? What's going on? I'm so confused. And then I look and see what the wisdom is. And I'm like, okay, this is the wisdom that I should be focused on right now. So let me wrap my mind around that instead of all the bad news, or instead of the drama, or instead of just sabotaging myself. I mean, y'all, it's not all on the world. The problems that we experience, I will speak for myself, and maybe you can relate. I create a lot of my own problems. So then we wrap our minds around the wisdom again and again and again. It's interesting because I do a weekly meeting with the inner circle members. So I, this week, just it took out a snippet of the video that when I watched it again, I was the one talking. I'm the one sharing the wisdom. But when I listened to it, I was like, dang, I'm glad I watched this again. I just took that snippet out, reshared it, and I had several members say, wow, I was there, but I needed that, or I missed it, but that was on point. It doesn't, repetition is the mother of skill. And I'm going to let you all in on something. The inner circle members, you'll hear about this tomorrow. So please feel free if you want to join the inner circle. The 2021 workshop is no additional charge. But I'm going to give everyone insight on 2021 that made me want to turn cartwheels. One of the main energies speaking in 2021 is the energy of Yemoja Set. Woo! Hey, 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 hey. Oh. Yes, Marisha. She is going to be spearheading 2021. So let me tell you one of the things about Yemaja Set. Now, this is what I've learned through studying the Metunetter. So this energy comes open within us. We often think about this as the energy of the mother, but the faculty that Aset governs is the memory. And why is the memory important for an infant? And the memory is important for the infant because this is how the infant understands how to fit into society. Like, we were made actually to remember so that we can go on straight up automaton, and not have to remember everything. Like, we don't always have to remember how to walk. I didn't have to remember how to pick up this wand. It's just, we are built to remember. That's part of the human experience, so that the rest of us, this other part of us can think and experience and process and all that. So yes, this faculty comes open in us. So the memory is very important. And when this child begins to grow, when the child goes to school, a lot of times, think about, now I know it's controversial, but for some of us, this is real. Repetition over and over and over again. This is a lot of times how a lot of people learn. Repetition is the mother of skill. So I think that we need to take this into 2021 as one of our mantra. Repetition is the mother of skill. And that even ties into, I didn't even mean to say all this, y'all, but y'all, let's just make some connections. Okay. 2021, a major energy for 2021 is Gemini. Gemini is where one part of the eclipses are happening. And Gemini is all about skills. So many of us will be using new skills, learning new skills, or using our skills that we already have in a new way. And so repetition is the mother of skill. How do we nail this thing? Repetition. So how do we nail the wisdom of the oracles? Repetition. I have back in 19 and what was it? I want to say 99. I went and got my first reading. First reading I ever had. It was with Orisha. Well, one was a Babalao, actually, a Babalao and his wife at the time. She was his wife, an Orisha priestess. And I remember when I went and got this reading, like just being blown away by it. And just naturally, back in the day, you meet them in person and you just have to, write down chicken scratch notes as quickly as you can as they're talking. You just write. There, I didn't have a recorder, nothing. I just had to write down all these notes. And so what I did, no one told me this to my knowledge. No one told me this. I just would revisit that reading over and over and over. To this day, I remember that reading. I have that reading on my altar to this day. Repetition is the mother of skill. So this is something I really want to impress upon you. Now, how do we build up our confidence in this repetition? Well, we go back and look at, how did this work for me last year, so that I can build up confidence and make sure I follow the wisdom of the oracle next year? Because what I want to send this huge message out, to all of you, women and men. Okay. I know my ideal customer, avatar is the beautiful goddesses out there. That's because that's who buys my readings and becomes members. Period. Y'all bought into me. So I'm not against men. It's just, I had to narrow it down. But this is for anybody listening. What we need to do and understand is that we just like what Iyanla's first book, I think it was her first book, Tapping the Power Within. I want everyone to understand they have the power. Even if you have just a little bit of what does the oracle say, if you just keep applying it over and over and over, it could go super deep. But I can tell you the wisdom, one little bit, at first it looks like a bit, but you keep applying it over and over and over, and you will find that bit has levels to it. That one little piece of wisdom, it goes deep. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. And so this is why it's so important to review what happened last year. Hey, Falanda, Veronice Garcia. Oh, I'm glad. I'm sorry to hear that you are breaking up. Hey, Aquarian T, Mama Earth, Johnny. Mwah, mwah, yes. I have on my lipstick. Okay, let's see here. I don't want to miss anybody. I think I've talked to everyone who's chimed in. Did I say hello to Falanda? Hello, Falanda. Okay, so last year, one of the energies that spoke in the 2020 workshop was the energy Etsnab. I thought it was Eek, but it's Etsnab. Let me pull that up. I thought I had it. Etsnab is about looking at the self, looking at yourself. Hold one second. This is from the Mind Oracle. Look at this book. I've had it for years, and it's like really tearing up, but I will not let it go. I will hold on to this book. It's like my oracles have energy, and I cannot take giving anything up. It's like this has energy. I don't care if it's tearing up. I'll just make it work. I'll just make it work. So, Etsnab, I'm going to read you what is called the shadow wisdom, illusion, judgment, self doubt, separation, being caught in a problematical hall of mirrors, thinking the illusion has power over your ability to change your experience. Does that resonate with anybody? Have you fallen for an illusion in 2020 or maybe awakened to one? Are you dealing with a lot of judgment, be it of yourself or others? I was just talking to somebody the other day about judgment, and y'all chime in and let me know. And how when we judge others, sometimes we feel super judged. It's like I don't know, if you don't want to feel judged, then I just encourage you to, yeah, see what it's like if you check every time you judge someone, just say, you know what, letting that go, not judging anybody. See what difference it makes for you, especially for people who have to show up. I'm telling y'all, it's hard showing up online. I'm more and more used to it now, but it's terrifying. Or, you're wanting to show up in a new way in your life and you're afraid of being judged. The one of the strategies I would give is do everything you can to avoid judging others and see what difference does that make when you decide you're going to show up and do something new. Um, let's see here. Okay, my cousin stood up for the first time in 7 days. She got a nice bed bath. She feels human again. Ashe. So many of y'all have talked about family members who have, been struggling with health. So I'm so happy to hear that about your cousin Azizi. Okay, so Azizi says, I'm releasing illusions about myself and others. That is a very good one because a lot of us are living under an illusion. I wake up to illusions that I've lived under for a long time that I self-imposed. It's like society tells you something and you're like, you know what? Yeah, that's true. I'm just going to go on ahead and say, yeah, that's true for me. I'm like, okay, I'm tired of that. I'm getting too old for that. And awakening to illusions of others, it's so very important because sometimes the illusion that we awaken to is one that we put on them, right? One that we were living under regarding them. I've had that issue also, and oh man, it's painful. The other thing though, yeah, we put illusions on other folks because a lot of times we can see through illusions that folks are putting on themselves. Um, Paula said she's awakened to several. Felicia did a reading today, much like this. Very good. Azizi said she's wearing out Ho'oponopono this week. Aquarian T, I was awakened to an illusion. So this is a lot of the women that y'all hear chiming in are women who are in the inner circle. So, I'm just like, y'all, wow, maybe that means nothing, but to me, it means something. I'm like, okay, here we are. Even if y'all hadn't looked at this, it's a reading that I do that covers us. So we're under the wisdom, whether you actually saw the workshop or not, because some people chimed in late. They're more recent members. Okay, what about self-doubt? Who has experienced self-doubt in 2020? If there's someone who hasn't, you are so fortunate. Separation. A lot of us have felt this way this year, but just remember, this is the shadow wisdom. We're going to look at the transformative wisdom in a moment. Being caught in a problematic hall of mirrors. And so one of the things that we think about when we're in a hall of mirrors is, again, the mirror gives us the reflection. Ooh, the book is tearing up more. Well, it's already torn up. It's just falling down. The mirror gives us the illusion based on the shape of the mirror, right? We walk in and we might look distorted that way or super long or super wide, But y'all, at the end of the day, this reality that we live in, it's it's a holographic projection. And one of the things that we talk about in the NLP community is projection is basically what your reality is going to show you. Okay. Um, so projection is perception, is how it's said. That's empowering. If you think about it, what I am projecting, what is coming from inside of me that goes out, that's what I see. So that just means I can, another way that we talk about it in NLP is cause, we are first cause. That's an empowering thought, because if we are first cause, that means that we can create a new effect, right? But sometimes it does take us awakening. Well, not sometimes. That's what life is about, awakening to the hall of mirrors that we actually live in. Yes, illusions about friendships. Wow. Hi, is this a different Veronica? Yes. Hi, Veronica. We have two Veronicas. It is very powerful and releasing, seeing humans wake up from the dream, wake up from the trance maybe. I am honored to be a witness to. Beautiful. Yes. Azizi said she was the queen and lordress of self-doubt. Hi, Tara. Welcome. Yes. Okay. Let's see here. Thinking the illusion has power over your ability to change your experience. And that goes back to cause and effect, understanding. So remember, so much about the goddess way, one of the things I teach is awareness. And what is awareness? It's awakening to who and what you are. And so, yeah, a lot of times it seems like we are victims of our circumstances and we only have so much power to change things. But when we understand that we are first cause, then we can begin to create the shift inside of our consciousness. And what is projected then will be based on the new, whatever the reality is that we're creating on our inside. So projection is perception. We are first cause. We can change the effect. The kicker is to remember two things. First and foremost, we are first cause in our lives. I can't create an effect in other people's lives. Now, I do believe in miracles. I believe that people can show up and they're on an energetic level, but it's an energetic level that is shifting my energy. I attune to their energy, and it's the change still that happens in me, right? And this is how it may seem like somebody else created the miracle, but I had to be open to even receive the miracle by aligning with their energy, okay? So at the end of the day, we have the most power to affect change in our lives. What's the next step I can take? What's the next best thought I can hold in my mind, right? And number two would be, it goes back to this book that I've recently read that talks about how to dissolve a problem. One of the ways to dissolve a problem is to soften your position on the problem. And in manifesting, it's called detachment. And so it's, you know what? I'm shifting my reality within. I'm going to do what I can, but I'm not attached. I have so much trust in the universe and the universal laws. I know what change I created inside of me. And so I'm just trusting, that it's working in my favor. It's working in favor of everyone who is around me. Maybe I'm going to be the change that is able to, shift the energy because people are willing to shift. But at the end of the day, I have to just make a decision about the next step that I am going to take, and I'm detached. As a matter of fact, the first thing I feel is grateful, and then I'm detached. It's like, you know what? 100% trust in the universe. Sometimes I feel like it sounds so airy-fairy, but that's just what I'm finding works. Okay, self-doubt every day. My job beats me up daily. Major impact on my self-esteem. I figured out I am doing the wrong job. You know what? That will definitely beat up on your self-esteem, Paula. I can relate. Actually, I feel the same way about dance. I'm like, why am I dancing? I mean, I like to dance. I'm not a bad dancer, but the more I look at myself, I'm like, ooh, I don't think that's my calling. And it makes me feel insecure. It really does. Oh my God. Yes. So hopefully, Paula, 2021 into 2022, yeah, maybe those will be times where a shift will happen because I know your astrology is change is on the horizon for our signs. Owning that I created this perceived mess I'm in and knowing I have the power to create something better, what I desire and what I am here to do. Ashe. Ashe. The name of the book, Veronica, is Dissolve the Problem by Richard Dotts. Very easy read and has proven to be highly pivotal for me. Highly pivotal. Hey, Alicia. Alicia. Yes, trust is so important, especially in trusting your feelings. And I think for women, that is one of the most important things that we can do is to trust our feelings. I think part of the game that is run on humans in general, don't know exactly how it got this bad, but self doubt means, oh, this person is going to be second guessing their destiny all along. So, yeah, let's keep them in self doubt. Let's keep them not believing in themselves, not trusting their guts. They'll never get anywhere. How it got set up like this, I don't know, but that is such a good point. Saturn in Aquarius, your emotional detachment and objectivity allows you to meet challenges head on. Yes. Yes. Yes, Veronica, the book is freaking amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so let's look at the transformation wisdom. It says, look at the mirrors provided by other people and life situations as gifts. See how you maintain the illusions in your life. Use discrimination. Face your shadow. Look in the mirror. Wield the sword of truth in your life to release and forgive. Has 2020 not been a year where the sword of truth has come out for many of us? It's like, oh, when we're so busy, 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 we can just forget so easily about things that we need to be facing, but maybe we don't exactly know how to face them. Like, it's no judgment for people who are running from facing whatever it is they need to face. But 2020 put the brakes on that for a lot of us. 2020 was like, no, we're getting ready to confront this head on. um, so, yeah, that's the transformation wisdom. Um, Looking at other people as mirrors. How does that make you feel? What does that mean to you? I really want to hear from other people on that. I think that is so interesting. I'll give you the story from me about how I've applied this in my life. So, when I was earlier in my marriage, I would go to my husband and complain to him about all the things that he was doing that was making me upset. And he said, oh, really? Okay. Is that what we're doing? He said, okay. So since we're complaining, and he went down the list of all the things that I was doing. And then whatever he gave, I was like, well, yeah, that's true. It's like actual physical things that we were doing, not perception, right? And so I began to say to myself, okay, maybe I need to look at myself first, really have a talk with myself about why is it that this, whatever this thing is that he's doing, is making me upset. And if I really think it's about him, then I'll go to him about it. But if it's really a reflection of me, now to be honest with y'all, this is part of the work that we began to do as I was initiating. The godparents I initiated with were about transformation on the inside more than just going through some, well, I don't know exactly how to explain it, but their main way of taking us through initiation was lots of self-reflection and developing tools to do self-reflection so that we can keep this evolutionary process going. So, in going through this initiation, I started saying, okay, it's so cliche. I know. Every time I'm pointing at my husband, I have three fingers pointing back at me. So I'm going to be looking at what these three fingers are telling me about me before I go talking to him. And to this day, we've been married 26 years. To this day, before I complain, I always say, okay, the thing that's making me upset, because just remember, what we see in other people, it's in us. In order to see it, it's in us first. So how does it show up for me? It may show up for me in a different way. And then I said, you know what? Before I go talk to him, let me go get my stuff together. Right. And typically once I get my stuff together, it's like neither here nor there. Whatever it was, I was going to go after him. Right. Then when I see you all, this is another way of looking at it. When I see you all, amazing, beautiful, gorgeous goddesses and souls out there, I'm like, wow, these are the people that are coming onto my YouTube channel, my social media channels, my inner circle. Mind blown. These are amazing, beautiful, gorgeous souls. I feel so honored. It's like, oh, y'all are reflecting me. Of course, we love it when people reflect the good, right? Not so much the bad. But whatever they reflect, what Esnab is saying is see it as a gift. Oh. Azizi says she wore her running shoes out. Hey, T Luna. My best friend, who's an ancestor now, used to say that about pointing. Ashe, T Luna. Happy Friday to you. Yep. Wow. And actually it kind of goes back to that judgment piece that I was talking about. The less we judge, the less we fear being judged. Seriously. The other thing that I have learned from the goddess Ma'at about judgment is how much energy how much of our energy gets tied up in judgment. Okay, I've judged somebody. First of all, I've shot an energy cord over to them. Okay, so now I've created an energetic connection through judgment. Okay, so now I have energy flowing to that person because I shot judgment towards them. And then of course you got to keep it up because you say it one time, well now we got to say it again. The person didn't change. You got to judge. Energy tied up even more. So now my destiny is sitting over here like, hey, what are you doing? Like we're limping along over here, Destiny and Tyrone Milade, because you're shooting your energy over to somebody judging them, right? And so what I began to realize is it's like, hey, focus on home and family first. Again, this energy that speaks in this Etnab from the Mayan Oracle, one of them I relate to the energy of Ogun Herakahuti. This energy is about, hey, focus on you. Anything that takes you away from home, which is you, and what's important to you, is taking you away from your destiny. Just focus on you. Remove the judgment and watch your energy rise up. Watch your destiny get lit up even more. You get further down the road. We wonder, now I'm going to tell you the other person you need to stop judging you. Stop judging you. You got your energy all tied up into, well, I'm bad because I didn't do this, or I don't look like that, or my money is like this, or my honey is like that, or not, or, I can never get this right. Oh my God. How do we judge ourselves? Oh, wow. And so Destiny's sitting over here like, hello. Why are you beating yourself up? Because we're not moving, sis. We're not getting down the path, bruv. I need for you to stop bashing yourself. It's not helping you get me done. This is your destiny talking to you. So probably some of us really need to stop judging ourselves. The other thing about judging other people is, what are you avoiding about you? Sometimes we're judging other people when it's really just a ploy to stop, to not focus on ourselves. Now, judgment isn't always like, who she thinks she is? I don't know who she thinks she is. What is wrong with her? And it's not always like that. Sometimes it's like, poor baby. They need my help. They are really in need of my help. I've got to go help them because they're so in need of my help. And so we judge them as needy. And maybe it is somebody that really needs our help. I know when people are like genuinely for real, it's like, okay, spirit, I need to go help this one right here. But I don't feel depleted. I don't feel like I'm avoiding taking care of me. It's just pure, okay, I must provide. It's like spirit just channels resources for me to be able to assist this person however I'm supposed to. But I have been there where it's like, sis, I'm watching you. I know your game. You don't want to work on you. And so you have judged this person over here as needy. And now you going over there helping them, but you really doing that because you don't want to work on you. So it's not all that we're bad people and that this judgment is negative. It just may be a strategy to avoid working on the self. Seeing friends being very critical of others showed me how critical I am of people and myself. I love that, Jasmine. I used to be so unforgiving, but it's ridiculous to be so judgmental of human nature. I'm sorry, I got to put that up there, Jasmine. I think that is beautiful. That is wisdom. And that is so Ma'atian. It's like people are where they are. And I can look at something and say, energetically, that is not for me. That's not for me. No, thank you. Or energetically, I vibe that, because guess what? I am continuing to evolve too. I need people to help me see a new way of being. And so, some people are looking at me like, ooh, Lord, she really and truly is not getting it. But at the end of the day, it's really just everybody is where they are and doing the best they can. So why judge? It's more than anything, the thing that I'm starting to do, as Azizi mentioned earlier, is I use tools that help me to shift my energy to keep sending out love. And so that ho'oponopono, when I don't know what to do, when I feel powerless, I just say, thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. Women, thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I just say it over and over and over again, trusting that the great universe knows how to work it out for that individual. And sometimes the people I'm looking at, they're making me a little bit upset. I just go into I love you. And it's not me talking to the person. I am having a conversation with the great divine, by whatever name you call it, the goddess, great mother, Holy Father, Holy Spirit. Oh, wow. I was just talking about that, how non-judgment, unconditional love frees us from suffering and allows us to keep our power. Okay, here's another one. Like I said, y'all goddesses are wise. That unconditional love, that is my art. And unconditional love just means, it's judgment free. And there has to be some divine energy flowing through that. And for me, it goes back to the law of oneness. When we are operating according to the law of oneness, I understand everybody is me. Every person that looks like they're outside of me, they actually are, we're all connected to one energy. And so we can just channel this energy into the quantum field to go to everyone, regardless of how they're showing up in the physical realm. As Iyanla Van Zant used to say in some of her lectures, so and so is a wonderful child of God, cleverly disguised as fill in the blank, whatever this person is that you don't like. I will say that in a heartbeat. You know what? That person is disguised. I know who you are. You really me. We won. Okay, gotcha. But what does it take? Our spiritual practices. And repetition is the mother of skill, reminding ourselves over and over and over again of the wisdom. It sounds like a lot of work, but for me, I'm finding this to be more fruitful and better feeling than sitting and stewing in, negativity and complaining and, just all the other things that I have found myself doing that I'm just like, I can't live like that. The thing you taught me is to mind my own stuff and not be affected by other stuff. When I do that, I don't get upset as much by the world. My goodness, it's so true, Paula. I'm glad that you said that. Okay, Boss Bliss, no problem. I find that to be the best strategy. Again, that comes from the energy of Ogun. Ogunda is the name of the Odu. Mind your business. Focus on home. And the way I interpret home is you and what's important to you. It could be the physical edifice. It could be the family. It could be your destiny. When you're at work, is what are you in charge of at work? Focus on that. Focus only on that. Making sure that you are pouring everything into whatever it is, work, home, family, relationships. Focus on that. When we are called by spirit to do differently, we will be equipped to do this, right? We're not called to not help people, but that's not our focus. But when we are called to help somebody, spirit just equips. You know exactly you're supposed to do it. Boom, it's over, right? Even if it's a long-term assignment, you're not missing out. Your family is not missing out. Your destiny is not missing out, right? So yeah, when you focus on home, then you will go in the direction of your destiny. So I love that. It's easier to recognize something in other people that we refuse to see in ourselves. That is so true. Felicia, judgment is a big distractor from connecting with who you really are. Judge, 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 distract, distract, distract. That is very true, Vershawn. Because when we judge, 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 distract, 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 just notice how it's like a whirlwind, or you're like on a hamster wheel and you just can't get off. You always feel like, I never get to where I'm trying to go. It's like I'm just running in circles. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love that. I love you. Yes. What experience did you have doing that for a year, T Luna? I've been doing it. I'm on my second set of 30 days. And I don't know what I would do without it. Woo. Okay. So I started using the Ho'oponopono. Yes, Vershawn. She was using it today when she was having issues at the store. Huh. Did it work? They accepted it before, so I started using it. Okay. Repetition is the mother of skill. Yep. It filled me with unconditional love and self-acceptance. Yep. Unconditional self-love and acceptance. That is what I'm finding to be true. I cannot explain this energy. I've taken classes on it, and all I know, well, I know it's a cleaning tool, and it's very healing and empowering. And it's just amazing. I always say it's connected to the great spirits of Hawaii. So yeah, these are the things that that spoken at Snap in for the year 2020. And so we begin to look at it. And the other thing that I would encourage you to do is to write down maybe insights that came to you tonight. Like, I did do well with waking up to illusions. I'm definitely going into 2021 from under some illusions, maybe not all of them, but I'm definitely illusion light. I'm lighter of the illusions, or I'm more direct. I'm more willing to look at the truth. And what else did it say? See, I'm more willing to see how I maintain illusions in my life. That's Oshun. That's the goddess Oshun. Because when we think about her object is the mirror. And so one of the things with Oshun is when we're working with this energy, you have to ask yourself, am I seeing the truth, or am I falling under an illusion? Because this is a lot of times what happens to us in love. We begin to fall under, I don't know if it's hormonal, I don't know what it is. But you know how sometimes there's been that person and you're like, oh, this one is just so amazing. And then one day you wake up, you're like, what? What the what? Wow, what did I see in this person? So yeah, that is, so assess how much better you're going into 2021, the lessons. You want to integrate these lessons. And one of the things you could do is in your journal, you could write down 2020 lessons. And you write down all the lessons that you learned from 2020. That way you have them documented. And even in 2021, because as I see it, 2021 is a continuation of 2020, or we're cleaning up. It's not a continuation. We're going to be cleaning up some stuff. And not only are we cleaning up, we're also going to be, it's just going to be a grand adventure. It's a new world that we will be entering into. And so to remember what we learned in 2020 will mean that we will continue the evolution, because Lord help us. If we regress, no, we cannot do that. We can't do that, fam. We cannot. Woo. Okay. I would journal it and keep it playing in my head. It's a wonderful tool. So are you saying you would write it down? Because what I do in terms of the journal is I every day write down some magic. Like throughout the day, I'm noting magic, miracles, things that are happening. And it's just like, wow, this is amazing. And I'll write it down. Chills me out after saying it 3 times. That's good, Azizi. 3 times, that's real good. Yes, Oshun is working with you. The illusion does not provide or define worthiness. You are worthy, I am worthy. Okay, all right, I see you, Felicia. Felicia dropping this wisdom today. The illusion does not provide or define worthiness. You are worthy, I am worthy. Ashe. That just shifted my energy, Felicia. Thank you for that. One of the priests that I got a reading from so many years ago, like 20 years ago, said, the least of your real self is greater than 100% of your superstar made up self. The least of your real self is greater than 100% of your superstar made up self. So that's what came to my mind as I saw that, because the superstar made up self, it's an illusion. The real self, pure worthiness. And there's nothing that adds or takes away from it. It just is, right? I'm learning to accept myself in every season. I can be very strict on myself, and I'm learning to be more kind as much as I'm kind to others. That is so important, T. Luna. Do you have a strong like sun sign, moon sign, rising sign? Sounds like you might have like Virgo energy or Capricorn, maybe even Scorpio. Those signs can be hard on themselves. Very, very hard. Ah, okay. It wasn't you, Vershawn. Okay. Ah, that's beautiful. I love that, Vershawn. Vershawn said Ho'oponopono on a situation that she witnessed. That's beautiful. I loved, and it worked. Yes. That is another way that we work our magic, goddesses. We see somebody else is going through something and we just ho'opono on our thoughts about it or what we're witnessing about it. And we just, again, being detached. But we say it because we know the power of these words and it's doing something. I will say Dr. Hulin, who I learned from, well, through videos, I didn't work with him personally. What he says is as soon as you say, I love you, that is activating energy in the universe. That sentence alone, I love you. Some people, all they say is, I love you, I love you, I love you. Of course, we're talking to the great divine, right? And so just that phrase alone, it activates so much energy in the universe. And so I can see how it would, if we do this for other people, whether, we have nothing to do with them, we have nothing to gain or lose, but we see they're in something. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. When people tell me stuff now, they're like, hey, pray for me. Gotcha. I'm doing that Ho'oponopono all day long for other people. Congratulations. That is wonderful. Please show the journal you brought yourself. I want to get one. Where is it? Hold 1 second. Let me find it. Paula, what did I do with it? She's talking about, and this was given to me by one of the inner circle members. So you go to, we making these people all kind of money. I need to be an affiliate or something. freedommastery.com. I need to see if they have an affiliate link. Someone ordered theirs. We talked about this in the inner circle on Monday. Somebody ordered theirs on Monday and got it on Tuesday. I was like, these people are not playing with this. Okay, I can say I've had some amazing experiences. Never think you're not doing enough. Exactly, Aquarian T. Just challenge yourself to do more before the count of days are over. Very good. That can be a breakthrough in itself. Yes, after I journal, I would write it down as a prayer. Okay. I knew it. Scorpio sun, Saturn in Capricorn. Yes, I knew it. I was like, she's got some hard energy because certain signs are very hard on themselves. It's like you have to tell them, please, you're doing better than you think. So yeah, Capricorn, they want success and they are very proud of being excellent. And Leo is another sign, but Leo is not going to beat up on itself like Capricorn will. Virgo, it's a very discriminating sign. So whenever Virgo doesn't show up the way Virgo thinks he or she should, it's like talk Virgo down. Virgo, you've done better than everyone else. It's not good enough because I have standards, And Scorpio is very harsh energy. Very, very. Scorpio wants to be the best too. Scorpio is very competitive. Oh, okay. Yep. And you're Leo rising. Yeah, you got it bad, T Luna. So yes, this is a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I'm all into journaling. It's very NLP-esque. Whoever did these people know about NLP. And wow. I was like, I'm going to take some time after I finish with this 2021 workshop and just like take a day where I just sit down and work on this and work on my vision board. This is a lot, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Okay, y'all. Well, that's what I have for y'all this evening. Let me see if I can see what I have for us next week. Oh, next week is Christmas Day. I don't know if y'all will be busy with family. I do not judge anybody. If you do Christmas, I do not judge that. Everybody is free to do what they want because a lot of us are in cultures that celebrate it. Everything shuts down. Families getting together. So, but I'll let y'all know if I'm going to get on. I think I'm not going to come on. I had put down that I was going to come on next week, but one of my friends told me today, are you taking any time off? Are you like taking time off? Because y'all, I work every day on this spiritual business every day. I'm always typing up something, making a video, editing a video, watching a business class. 2020 has been my year of developing business skills. So yeah, we'll see. I'll let y'all know, but I'll be around next week at some point. Maybe I'll go live on Saturday or something. I don't know. Anywho, let's see what Boss Bliss says. I have to be told every once in a while to be nice to myself. Yes, I'm doing well because I'm extremely hard on myself. Virgo, there we go. Another Virgo. And combine that. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. Okay, so thank y'all. I need to. I listen to you all. I really do. Combine being a Virgo with being a woman. And I'm not into stories. I'm not trying to sell you on a story. Actually, what I'm trying to do is to make sure we get freed of our stories. And so Virgo has to channel this energy into being discriminating. So how many Virgos really understand? I know I was about to get off, but this is so important. I'm going to use Virgo as an example. How many Virgos really know what is the objective of Virgo? And once you know the objective of Virgo and you channel it in your life that way, then it no longer has to come through as this hyper self-criticism. So Virgo is a critical sign. If we did not have Virgo, we would never see what the problem is. One of my teachers described it as Leo is the creative energy. It creates it and it's like, look at this glorious piece of work. Let's say this is the glorious piece of work of the Leo. Virgo takes it and says, let me look and see here. Oh, I see this part over here. We need to make some improvements. We need to make improvement there and there. Oh my gosh. And then, Libra grabs it and says, thank you very much, Virgo, for all of those points. I will now take those and refine and refine and refine and refine it. And this is why Libra is so graceful and so classy, because Libra will refine that thing, but only after Virgo points out everything that's wrong. And so then when the world sees it, after it goes through Leo, Virgo, and Libra, the world sees it and it's like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life, only because of Virgo. So if Virgo starts saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to stop criticizing myself. Instead, maybe I become a movie critic. Or maybe I go into a field that needs somebody who has a critical eye, can really see what's not, because it's all about these fine details that a lot of people, like if you have my Pisces eyes, I may not see it. Because Pisces, sometimes we see beyond though. We can see what's beyond. We may not be able to see all the fine details here in the physical. So we need Virgo to be able to see all the fine details to make this thing the best. And so when you're in your creative mode and you're like, wow, I can't see what needs to be improved because I'm so in Leo. Like right now, I have created a masterpiece. That's all I can see is it's a masterpiece. I know it's got to be something that could make this better. So I'm going to pass this on to my Leo friend, excuse me, my Virgo friend, and ask my Virgo friend to please shred it up and show me what's wrong with it. And then I will pass it on to my Libra friend because I'm too busy having a good time as a Leo. I'm too busy over here still creating, y'all, and making people laugh. So I'm going to pass this on to the Libra who's going to take everything Virgo said and smooth it out. Or maybe the Leo will tap into their inner Libra and smooth it out themselves. But yeah, we need Virgo for that. So Virgo has learned how to stop criticizing herself and instead learn how to use that critical eye in a way that, people welcome it. Because, Virgos are always like, I'm just being quiet because they always calling me negative. It's like, man, folks need to understand Virgo's not negative. They can't help it. They can really see it. And when we really want excellence, you're going to take it to a Virgo. I have a son who's a Virgo. I'm like, all right, look at it. Tell me what you think. Because he's going to shred it. But then it will be perfection. Perfection after you work with a Virgo. So this is one of the things that Virgos have to understand so that you can begin. And I want to put Capricorn to a certain degree. Virgo and Capricorn, very similar energies. Have to learn how to channel it and, make that money. Virgo, Capricorn, even Taurus, y'all here to make some money. Make that money using these skills that are critical, hardworking, sticking and staying. Because, earth signs, they're going to stick and stay with you, right? And that way, you won't turn it in on yourself. Let me see here. I love that. Thank you, T. Luna. Okay. So I'm not coming on next Friday. I'm not doing anything. Yes, good for you. It took a broken wrist for me to sit down, take a break before you take a break. You want me to tell you something, Felicia? I have actually told someone else that very same thing. Ashe, I got it. When we do planning for ourselves, we need to put a plan. We need to put in our plan a time for rest. Okay, all the mamas are talking to me today. I outed myself probably because I needed y'all to tell me. An intuitive Virgo is interesting. Yes, your Libra rising refines, chills your Virgo sun. Yes, Azizi. Stellium in Libra has me doing all of that, but the universe put a Virgo man and a Libra mother partner figure in my life. So I'm grateful. Beautiful. Nice. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay, y'all. So thank y'all so much. I appreciate the love. And yeah, so I will be saying I'm going to be putting out a few videos. Repetition is the mother of skills. So when y'all hear me repeating a lot, just know there is a method to my madness. I still have the eclipse class for sale at my website, goddessbodymindspirit.com. And I believe in the eclipses so much. Living according to the eclipses has made such a difference. So if you're not in my inner circle and you want that eclipse class, it is there. And just know it's good for a year. I am going to update it and typically have a live meeting around mid 2021. You won't have to repurchase that one again because it's the same information. Just, I have to kind of give you what the astrological landscape looks like in mid 2021. But I am going to be dropping a video, which is a snippet from one of the recent meetings that I had or workshops that I had about that 2021. The latest eclipses that we've had. And yeah, the workshop, the 2021 workshop, I will put it out probably in January for the public. I'm starting out. One of the things I've realized, again, this is not the first time, but I realized this again, is I actually am a small group kind of gal. So I'm starting with the inner circle, and then I will open it up to the public in January because it's good. Man, it'll be good for all of January. I mean, all of 2021. And yeah, if you need a reading, please don't hesitate to book a reading. And let me see if there's anything else. The inner circle is always open. Everything I create goes into the inner circle. So yeah, that's there. And I'm going to take time off next week. I hope you all do too. Hey, Keisha. Keisha's here. Yes, we're growing. We are growing. You just found out your dad is a Virgo rising. Nice, Paula. You know, that's an actual good sign for your two main ones. You're welcome. Time in and off your business, rest is necessary. It really is. I really have to do that. You criticize yourself tremendously, triple Virgo. Gave it up. Very good. Tummy issues. Don't do it anymore. You know, that's a good one. For sure, because Virgos will feel it in their stomach for sure. Channel it and creating YouTube videos. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we're tonight is the night of Virgo dads, Virgo partners. I'm not gonna lie, I love Virgos. Of course, I love all the signs. If you ask me about any sign, I will tell you every sign is just, I love every sign. Virgos definitely have supported me a lot in my life. All right, love y'all. Have a great evening, and I will be seeing you on, maybe YouTube. You can go to my Instagram. Sometimes I upload extra things there. I guess both. Typically, I'm going to load it both on my community tab on YouTube as well as Instagram. But of course, you can do a little bit more with Instagram. I don't have all the features open yet in YouTube world. Love y'all so much. Have a wonderful weekend. As always, thank you for being a part of the Spiritual Happy Hour here on our FRIYAY Live. It's all about meeting on Oshun's Day. Love y'all. Take care. And yeah, peace and love.